All right, so these people should definitely take Social Security early, all right? And if you're wondering why I got a little polo shirt on, just got back from my 25th wedding anniversary dinner. They gave us 2 free glasses of champagne, which of course my wife had a couple sips and we don't drink. So we just said, put them to the side. I said, can I get that as a root beer to go, please? Actually, I didn't say that, but it was fun. So get to look over my beautiful, whisper sweet nothings and come back and watch some TV and go to bed. Anyway, so 25 years for your old buddy Josh. If you would have told me that 25 years ago, I would have thought you're crazy, but here we are, man. All right, so we're going to look at the Social Security right here, the period life table, and this is basically the actuarial table for your life expectancy in Social Security. The period life expectancy at a given age is the average remaining number of years expected prior to death for a person at that exact age. All right, so you can see right here, we have 100,000 people who are they just got born on January 1st. They got born, 100,000. By the time 20 years goes by, of those 100,000 people, still 98,715 are still alive. And so what happened was back in the old days, and this is why everyone thinks we're going to live to 120, which is just dumb, but in the old days, the infant mortality rates were through the roof, dude. Until a guy named Ignaz Semmelweis out of Vienna told doctors and delivering people, hey, why don't you wash your hands before you go to another woman who's delivering? Just wash your hands. Clean up after yourselves. It might kill some of the germs or bacteria or whatever that's on those hands. It might free the babies to live. Let's just do that. And of course, they all thought he was crazy because he dared to challenge the science at the time. Okay, well, it looks like I got some scratch on my... Anyway, so he said, challenge, because I shaved today, that's what it was. I shaved the first time like a week. And so they sent him to a loony bin where he was beaten to death. That's the life story of Ignaz Semmelweis. He actually saved millions upon millions and millions of people. And for his no good deed goes unpunished, he ended up dying in a loony bin. Crazy, because he challenged the science. All right, so we're going to come down here at 62 years old. All right, so we got right here, of the 100,000 people who started out at the year 0, 78,000 are still alive at 62. How many of those are still alive at 80? 44,000 are still alive at 80. All right, so that means basically 56%. If we take right here, 44,000, divide that by 78,000. That's 56% of the people are still alive at the age of 80 from 62. Everybody getting me? That makes sense? Which means 44% of the people are dead. All right. So essentially, 1 in 2 people will die from 62 to 80. 50% of the people will die from 62 to 80. If you're one of those 2 people, you should take Social Security early. Why? Because the break-even rate for Social Security is about 78 to 81 or so, depending on multiple things, but generally speaking, 80 roughly. If you live beyond 80, if you want to make the most for Social Security, you should have taken Social Security at your full retirement age or later. If you're going to die before 80, for the max benefit, you should take Social Security at your earliest possibility, which is 62. All right, so that's just a fact. If you think you're going to live beyond 80, in terms of just this one thing in a vacuum, where do I get my biggest bang for Social Security? If you think you're going to live beyond 80, you should wait to take Social Security. If you think you're going to die before 80, you should take Social Security as early as possible. So in this case, we can identify that half the population from 62 to 80 will die. Half of them. Not quite half, but almost half. That means 1 of every 2. So if you line up 100 people, you say 50 of you will be dead between now and 80 years old. So 50 of you should have taken Social Security at 62 to get the biggest bang for your buck. 50 of you should have waited beyond 62 to get the biggest bang for your buck. It's quite easy, too, to figure out who's most likely to survive. Obesity, heart issues. I was talking to a guy the other day who had double bypass. He's not likely to survive till he's 80. He could, he might, but most likely not. What we already talked about, obesity, smoke a lot of cigarettes, you're out of shape, it runs, you don't have longevity in your family. These people probably have a pretty good gauge. They're probably not going to live beyond 80. Now, they could, but most likely they won't. And as such, it's a pretty good reason to say, my dad died at 76. He smoked the day he died. He smoked like a chimney, never got any exercise. He's been smoking since he's 13 years old. And he had a couple of issues. And so he died at 76. Will I die at 76? Probably not, because I don't smoke, I don't drink. My dad was sober for the last 30 years of his life, but he still drank a lot, and he took a lot of drugs and whatnot. But anyway, the long story short is he did not engage in any healthy activity. He didn't go for a walk very often. He's just not a good health-wise guy. He wasn't fat or anything. He was 6'1", but he just never got any exercise, and he smoked all the time. Not likely that guy is going to live beyond his 80. Just not. And he didn't. He lived till he's 76. My mom is still around. She's 78. She smoked like a chimney. I think she just recently quit. Never got any exercise in the last probably 40 years or anything like that. She's been in the sun her whole life, so probably skin cancer, all that. She's probably not going to survive. She'll probably survive to 80 or so, but her sister died at 44 from breast cancer. I highly suspect my mom won't live more than another 5 years or so. So she'll probably die at 83. So my longevity, 76 on my dad's side, 83 on my mom's, assuming that my mom dies, lives even that long, that put me right at 80, essentially, if that makes sense. Now, for me, though, I don't smoke and I don't drink. I exercise and all that stuff. I get a good night's sleep. I absolutely expect to live beyond 80. But I might not. But then again, I have a wife, so I want to make sure she's taken care of. So, but that's not what the point of this video is. The point of this video is to say, look, 50% of you are going to die, most likely, according to Social Security actuarial tables, before you hit 70, before you hit 80, once you turn the age of 62. And you should take a real deep look at that and say, is that me? Is that really me? Unless you're going to go carnivore diet and just give up all kinds of crap and just go, like I've had clients that do that, man. They said, I'm getting off this crap. I'm freaking going carnivore diet. They lost mass amounts of weight. Their diabetes is uncontrolled. They give up all their prescription drugs. They're freaking crushing. And so, oh man, they're going to be crushing. But that might not be you. You might be some genetic thing. I mean, who knows? But you really got to say to yourself, what's the likelihood I'm going to live beyond 80? If the likelihood is very small, then you might want to take Social Security early. Something to think about. All right, love your thoughts. God bless. And don't forget to ogle the like button. Ogle it with your hands. Ogle it. All right, God bless. We'll see you.